Hi there, welcome back. Welcome back to Amethyst Health and Wellbeing. Remember last week I was telling you that I need to lose weight and I was going to try and follow mindfulness meditation and cut back on my sugar. It's gone really well. I lost a good couple of pounds. I'm not going to tell you how much. I feel it might be better to work out my BMI after 4 weeks and then it will kind of make sense in that way. Let me just explain what I'm doing. So I'm exercising 6 times a week. I'm following the Couch to 5K walking and jogging app, and that's really good. I do that 3 times a week. I do that in the morning for about an hour. Then I do the other 3 days, I do like a cardio aerobic type dance exercise as well. So that's really helpful. I'm still taking my supplements because I feel that's important. So I'm still getting the correct minerals and vitamins that I feel I might be a little bit imbalanced with. And then obviously looking at the food that I'm eating. So again, I think this week I think I'm fine with the sugar now. I know where the problem is, as I said to you, more in the evening time. I'm going to cut back a little bit on carbohydrates. Also water, trying to introduce, try to drink more plain water. So increase water intake this week, reduce my carbohydrates as well. And I think I might start looking at portion control, have more greens and vegetables, more of that, less of the carbohydrates, less of proteins, but just making sure that they're kind of balanced. So I'm going to tell you about the mindful eating, how it went. First of all, you have to be grateful for what's been provided for you. Then you would make sure that you're sat down at the table. Make sure you're grounded, both feet are touching the floor. You can do a little meditation, maybe for no more than 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. You're nice and calm, you're relaxed, and you're prepared yourself for the meal that you've provided. And then you would look at the meal. So you would look at the colour of it. Maybe even before that, where does that meal come from? And this is where, to me, it's a little bit pretentious because you're kind of thinking to yourself, oh gosh, do I have to do this all the time? Every time I eat, do I have to question myself in that way? But yeah, so you would look at where's this meal from. You're looking at the nutrients value. So your carbohydrates, your proteins, your fats, your vitamins, your minerals. So that's a good way to stop you from eating foods that's not gonna help your body. So that's how I was able to cut out sugar quite easily, because it's like, what is this doing for me? If I eat a chocolate bar, how is that gonna help my body? Then once you've done that, you're looking at your hunger level between 1 and 10. So how hungry are you between 1 and 10? So you do that at the beginning, in the middle of your meal, and at the end of the meal. So you would then know if you are satisfied. If maybe halfway through you feel that you're full up, then stop eating, you don't need to eat anymore. You would then look at the colour, the shape, the size, you can feel the texture. Does it feel rough? Does it feel smooth? Depending on what you're eating. And this is the tricky bit, because you kind of think, oh my God, if I'm eating wet food, I'm not going to be touching the food. I'm not feeling the shape of it. Is it smooth? Does it feel rough? Does it, that's the kind of the bit that I'm struggling a little bit to get my head around. But then once you've done that, you would then, before you even taste the food, you would then smell the food. And then you would feel your mouth salivating before you take your first bite. So you take your first bite, don't chew yet, just place it in your mouth. Then you slowly bite down, and then you would feel the texture again, what it feels like in your mouth. And then slowly you would chew. And then you're thinking about, where's this food going? So that's the actual process. But some of it's, I don't know, I can't get my head around doing that do you do that for every single bite, or do you just do that at the beginning? That's where I'm a bit kind of miffed. So I might have to listen again into the actual technique, but that's the actual process. So each time you eat, that's the technique that you should follow. But it's not too bad. I mean, as I said to you, I've kind of tweaked it a little bit. But and another struggle I find is when I'm eating with someone. So if someone else is sat at the table or someone else is in the room and I want to eat, that I you know, it's just like I can't kind of work out what to do, if that makes sense. So it's trying to help that person or advise that person to come and sit at the table with me. So that's a good thing. It's not really a bad thing. Yeah, it's I'll get there. But as I said to you, I'm really pleased with myself that I've actually stuck with it, and I'm not kind of saying, no, I can't do this, I'm not going to do it anymore, it's a bit silly. But yeah, it's going really well, and it's not. And as I said to you before, I'm not starving myself. I don't feel hungry. I don't feel like I need to pick. I think the only bad thing that I did this week, and again, for mindful technique, you don't beat yourself up. So if you fall down, you get back up and you just push it away and say, oh, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world, and you move on. So on Friday, I had my COVID vaccination, and I wasn't feeling too good. I was just feeling really tired on Saturday and super, super cold. For like 24 hours, I was freezing cold, and I just felt like eating energy stuff. So I did have a chocolate. Well, not just one, I had a couple of chocolates. So that's my excuse. But by Sunday, I was fine. That's the only thing that I tripped up on, but it wasn't even that bad. Yeah, so what I'm going to say to you, next week, I'm going to focus more on cutting back on my carbohydrates and just continue what I'm doing. I might look into the mindful eating a little bit more in regards to eating at the table with everything that I'm going to eat. I sit down and I eat in that way. Sometimes I don't. So, you know, if you feel like you want a banana, do you still sit down at the table and eat it, or normally you just walk around and you know you're eating the banana? So it's things like that I need to kind of look at. Also, anyone that's interested in the mindfulness technique, there is someone, I'm going to put her name up, that could help you. She's a professional in mindfulness. It's more like cognitive therapy. I was trying to think of the correct word. So if you are interested in cognitive therapy with using mindfulness, then you can contact her. Thank you for watching my video. As always, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll leave the links of my Instagram and Facebook pages. So thank you again, take care of yourself, and I will speak to you next week. Okay, take care, bye-bye.